Good morning. This is the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Wednesday, March 21st. Taking a look at precipitation over the past week, we've had quite a bit, all the way not just in our northern areas, but down across a good portion of northern and central Nevada, across the Sierra front, all across the Wasatch into the Arizona Strip, where you see the areas in green anywhere from a ½ to an inch precipitation. Pockets of yellow indicate anywhere 1.5 to 2 inches of melted precipitation. You can see that's above normal in areas that are shaded in the blue to purple. Still, however, our far southern areas, which is not unusual, receive very little precipitation, so still below normal in some of those areas. As for our snowfall in the past 72 hours, some significant snows up in the mountains of Idaho, lesser amounts in recent times across portions of Utah and northern Nevada, heavy amounts across the Sierra. The yellows indicate over ½ foot to locally a foot of snow. But we had some significant snows earlier in the week period, and if we look at the overall snowpack, quite healthy here across the mountains of central Idaho, and these purple shades anywhere from 40 to 75 inches. Similar story across the Tetons and even into the Uintas and the Wasatch, picking up a snowpack maybe anywhere from 20 to 50 or 75 inches. So storms of the past week or two have finally supplemented the mountains of Utah and into the Rubies a little bit as well. Looking at our satellite imagery, we do see another storm system approaching the Pacific coast, deep low with lots of subtropical moisture starting to move in. Colder low further up here into the Gulf of Alaska. Now, this wave of moisture is going to pass south of the Sierra and actually swing up into portions of southern Nevada, the Arizona Strip, into a good portion of Utah. And so we're expecting a lot of moisture, and also because of its origin in the subtropics, a lot of warm air. Snow levels will be rising to between 8,000 to as high as 10,000 feet across some of the higher terrain of Nevada and Utah and the Arizona Strip with this system, before colder air up under this low finally pushes in by Friday and the weekend. So it's going to be a stormy period. We see today's weather map, lots of green on the map, lots of influence of low pressure through here. Notice this moisture originating way down south, and that's going to pull up not just lots of subtropical moisture, but also warm air. But because we're in a windy system and it's under low pressure, good overall dispersion given by the areas in the white. Decent transport winds in these orange to purple shades, anywhere from 20 to 40 miles an hour. Mixing heights in the vertical, also several thousand feet above ground level. That's good. On Thursday, that storm system, at least the first wave of that moisture moves onshore, plows into eastern Nevada, a good portion of Utah, Arizona Strip, maybe a bit of a donut hole across far southern Utah, but excellent ventilation, excellent dispersion overall with the wind. Maybe too much of a good thing with the winds. These areas in the brown indicate where transport winds could be in excess of 50 miles an hour. Good overall vertical mixing as well. As we get into Friday, still under influence of low pressure, moisture confines itself more into Idaho. Excellent ventilation. Transport winds out of the south and southwest, moderate to strong, except locally weaker across southern Utah, the Arizona Strip, and far southern Nevada. No problem with mixing heights overall, several thousand feet above ground level. If we focus on the Utah Clearing Index, we see that the excellent dispersion given by the yellow, orange to red shades improves on the map as we go from today. Actually, this should be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Sorry for the wrong days on there. Look at the color, the day coding on the bottom scale here. Now, in terms of precipitation for the 3-day period, we do notice that quite a bit. The dark green indicates 1/4 to a ½ inch. Areas in the blue, anywhere from a ½ inch to as much as 2 inches, and some of these purple shades through here with that subtropical moisture moving on through, but again, very high snow levels. So it'll be a rain event for even a good portion of the, not just the lower slopes, but the mid slopes as well. Looking further down the road towards Saturday, low pressure, this one dropping down out of the Gulf of Alaska with colder air, pushes into Idaho, northern Nevada, northern Utah, Wyoming. Excellent dispersion. Similar story on Sunday. Under the low, more precipitation, lower snow levels, probably more along the lines of 5,000 to 6,000 foot snow levels. Good dispersion again. No big change on Monday, other than the low is starting to close off a little bit, so precipitation keeps on going in the eastern areas. And as we go into Tuesday next week, low pressure centered over Las Vegas, so no high pressure overhead, except for maybe some of it arching into Idaho, where there could be some lower pockets of dispersion given by the purple shades, but areas in the white to yellow indicate excellent dispersion continuing. Precipitation accumulation as we go through Saturday into Monday morning. Light to moderate amounts across 2/3 of the geographic area, generally 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. And the 8 to 14 day outlook indicates near normal temperatures, near normal precipitation, maybe a slight bias towards a drier side as we close out the month of March and go into early April. This concludes our smoke briefing. Next briefing will be this coming Friday. Have a great day.